I'm Jen Gallacher and welcome to another Memories Made scrapbooking process video. Today we're going to walk through why fussy cutting is such an awesome way to add embellishments to your layout. So I have this large pattern paper that had, or rather pattern paper with large elements on it from Echo Park that I fussy cut. Now you can see that these two pieces were on the edge of the paper, and we're going to go ahead and make them work. But I wanted to point out that for this particular fussy cut, I cut right around the elements. Now for this leaf actually kind of didn't have this shape. So one thing that I will do is I will give it a shape if it needs to. So I just kind of cut it in a leaf shape. This one shows a little bit more of a design. Again, it's on the side. But because the piece itself was so beautiful, I went ahead and used it. Now, sometimes the design will have little intricate details that come off, and I will just cut them out because they're too hard for me to fussy cut. This was the biggest pattern on the paper. There was only one of these. So I took my time and I fussy cut around each of the elements so that I could use this entire piece. So get out a piece of pattern paper and see if there are elements like this. It could be flowers, it could be something else that you could use on your layout. So the first thing I want to do is I'm going to create kind of this row of photos that will go down my layout. And so I have a couple different paper strips I've pre-cut. One is from Doodlebug, and I want to say this one is from Echo Park. Oh, here's a great example of this collection. So this is the rest of the paper. So you can see here, this was the biggest pattern on here, but you could continue fussy cutting. You could even fussy cut smaller elements if you want. So look for awesome large patterns or even small patterns that you can fussy cut. All right. So I already know that I want this piece to go on the right side of my layout. So I just want to leave enough space for that. All right, so we can add this strip. To the layout on the right here. And one thing I will do is I will actually use the pattern that exists in my bottom paper to kind of align the pattern down the page. Okay, one trick that I will do is I'm not going to add adhesive yet on this part of the paper so that I can get the placement perfect on this other side. So I want about 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch showing. And again, I don't have any adhesive on this side because I want to attach these two papers to each other first. And then I'm going to place these behind the white cardstock, and then I'll add more adhesive to the white cardstock. Get that aligned here at the bottom. And now I can go ahead and add a little bit more adhesive to my paper. Just one way that you can do it to get the paper perfectly aligned. All right, I have two photos of my daughter doing chalk art. They're both 4x6 photos, and I have not left a white grid around them. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. We'll add one to the bottom. And I'm leaving the same amount on this side as I am here at the bottom. We'll do the same for the top photo. Make sure you leave the same amount at the top and the two sides. Then across the center, I have pre-printed my journaling, and I measured it by taking a ruler and measuring the distance, measuring where this big floral piece would go, and then planning ahead so that I could make sure that my journaling showed, my pieces fit, and I also wanted the craft to go from each white edge to each white edge. So this is going to go on the top edge of the bottom photo, and the bottom edge of the top photo. See that? 3 times fast. All right, we're going to add a little bit of layering. So this is where you can use some of these off the edge pieces. So I first cut them out and then realized that I wanted to use them in a certain place on my layout. So what we're going to do is we're just going to slightly tuck them behind, and no one is the wiser that this is kind of a half piece. And we'll do that with this bottom piece too. Slightly overlap the first piece. So off the edge pieces that you fussy cut look great tucked under another element. There is this cute little banner sticker from the collection. I'm just going to add that down here. Just make sure you don't obscure any important parts of the photo. And this is going to connect this floral piece to this floral piece. So now we can add our big floral. And I want to play with placement so you don't cover up any of your journaling, but that you... So turn it and think about where it will go. Sometimes one thing that I do like to look for is that I want, sometimes they'll have a floral that looks weird upside down. I think this one looks weird upside down, so I'm going to keep it like that. Below that, for some dimension, I have this fun accordion folded circle sticker, but in the middle it has a watermelon and it says Sweet Summertime, and I don't love that. So I'm going to take some, actually they're Valentine flare badges, this little blue one that says You and Me, and I'm going to stick that right in the middle there. Now sometimes when I fussy cut, I will actually cut extra elements like this leaf to kind of beef up my cuts. So go ahead and cut other small items, and then you can come back and beef it up. So cut small elements and large elements. All right, the title is a cursive piece. This is from Pebbles. And make sure to peel it away from the backing really gently. There's a lot of companies that make pre-made title stickers, and I love them, whether they are chipboard or they are enamel, or like this, they are foam. Just makes my job so much easier. And these companies are really good at picking out phrases that work well on lots of different layout themes. So this one says Inspire. We're going to kind of curve it with the banner. So one thing I love about having the actual foam is that it kind of curves. And then don't forget to dot your I. And then I have a little sticker that says Every Summer Tells a Story, and it's in black to kind of bring all that black into my layout. And this one is going to go straight across my layout. I have a couple of dark gray photo corners. These are from Heidi Swap. And we'll add one to the corners that are showing. You can see that when I have a accent color like black here, I'll try and bring it in a couple of different ways. Photo corners also just kind of make the page feel a little bit more finished to me. So you'll see me use this technique a lot. And these photo corners come in this cute little box that I'm going to show you. They're from Heidi Swap. They're already self-adhesive, and there's 5 different colors. There's gold, and there's yellow, there's that dark gray, pink, and I believe she's done this for a few of her different collections. To the top of the journaling block, I'm going to bring in a little bit of pink. So I'm just going to add some paper clips there. And then to finish off the layout, you know, I need my epoxy stickers, my little circle ones, my dots. I'll just do a couple just to finish it off. I just love the texture that it adds to a layout. So this is why I love fussy cutting so much. So I only had a few embellishments. I basically had the title and a couple stickers, and without these elements it would have been really boring. But they didn't have these elements in their ephemera or in their chipboard stickers as large as it was on the pattern paper. So I fussy cut them out of the pattern paper and they became amazing elements on my layout. So look for pattern paper that have elements that would look great. Doesn't have to be a floral, just look for something that would look awesome fussy cut. Thank you for joining me for today's scrapbooking process video. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and visit jengallacher.com for additional inspiration.